welcome in. Welcome in. Giving you a little sneak peek of what we got coming up. We got a good show for you today. Welcome in. You have now entered the RDU Live radio show right here on Oak 93.5 WRLY, and I am your host, Cameron McCarty. I appreciate you for tuning in. If you're listening on the FM dial, go ahead, reach over, turn us up, but make sure you're buckling up out there on the roadways. If you're out there on 4540 Glenwood, wherever you might be, just want to make sure you're staying safe. The traffic's not too bad today. It's not too bad, but there's always something that can happen. Just want to make sure you're being safe. And if you're watching on one of the streams, if you're out there on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you might be, I appreciate you as well. Go ahead, put something in the comments. Let us know that you're watching, that you're listening, and don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe button. They say it helps the algorithm or something like that. And for anybody who's watching, wherever you might be in the Triangle or around the world, this is a call-in show. And that means when we're not playing music, those phone lines are wide open. And that phone number is 919-899-9305. That's 919-899-9305. Look, we got a jam-packed show for you today. We actually have someone sitting in the studio with us, sitting across from me. We have Miss Essi Sings sitting over there. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you sharing this time and this conversation with us. Mm-hmm. There we go. So before we jump into everything that you got going on, because I see you got a lot of things, moving out there. So we're going to dive into all that in just a second. If you've been listening to the show, you know that we always start the show off with something real, something relevant to the Triangle or the world at large. And today I'm going to be really, really quick. We actually got somebody. We got to jump into your stuff today. So we're going to be really, really quick with this one. Just wanted to recap some stuff that we've been doing. If you haven't seen it already, we've been doing the Lights, Camera, and Dustin show. We've been filming that podcast over at the Bull City Cider Works, the Durham location. We've been filming over there. We're actually going to be over there a couple more times in May. Tomorrow we'll be filming. We'll either be at Queenie's or the Port Tap Room. They're right across the street from each other. We might do both places. Just saying, if you're looking for a place to come watch a podcast, get filmed live on location, have a little fun, maybe have a drink or two, come on out and we'd love to have you. Also, just to recap once again, if you didn't know, that means you hadn't been listening to the show. CJ Baker and the crew, they're over at the Durham Beer Garden on Tuesdays. You already know they always have from 8 to 9 p.m. is a featured artist of some sort, somebody that's going to be singing almost like a concert. Man, you're really getting a free concert. And then after that, from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., they have the open mic / jam session. So come, bring your poetry, bring your songs, bring your instruments if you want to jump into the jam session. Really good people, really good vibes. And actually the Durham Beer Garden is actually not a bad location. It's fairly new to the area. They just started up in like January of this year. They're trying to get more people in. It's a really good spot downtown Durham. If you're not doing anything on a Tuesday, it's Tuesday. You're not doing nothing. Go have a little fun at an open mic. You might hear somebody that you like to listen to. You never know. Cool. Just wanted to do some housekeeping right there. So let's get down to business. Miss Essi Sings, once again, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So I've been seeing you, like on social media and different places like that. And so we've, been having a couple conversations in the background. Mm-hmm. What I just found out is that you moved down here. So you're from Brooklyn, New York, right?
Yes, I was raised here, born in Brooklyn.
Born in Brooklyn, raised in
Cary,
North Carolina. So do you consider yourself a northerner or a southern?
Northerner by blood, by blood.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't even put the little accent on. He's by blood. You did.
It's always there. I still feel a little weird when, store employees are so comfortable. Like, can I help you? Hi. Sometimes it still catches me. So, deep down, yes, northerner. But I will say I've gotten a little comfortable with the southern, nice things.
Yes,
Southern hospitality.
That's all. They're just trying to be nice when they call you sugar and honey,
and biscuits, I love biscuits.
Yeah.
All that. All the southern staples. So
see.
It's a mix.
The longer you stay, the more southern you'll become.
Oh,
trust me.
Oh, wow.
Do you ever see yourself moving back or leaving this area? Do you like this area?
I've been here for a while, so I'm ready for something new. I'm an adventurous type of person.
Okay.
I've been to Maui and Egypt and all these other places. Now I'm looking at Denmark to possibly move there, but I'm, just gonna visit first and see how I like it. But to answer your question, no, I do not plan on staying here longer. I just don't know where else to go because I'm not going back to New York. It's too crazy.
So, okay. I like to have these conversations to really learn about you. So I'm picking up something really quick here. Is you just named out some really far places, Maui and Denmark. So you like traveling? Yes. Interesting. Interesting. How many places have you been to? Do you know?
I'll just say 5 to be safe.
5
faraway places. And recently I just did an 18-mile backpacking trip in the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Outdoorsy.
Yes, outdoorsy. I love to travel. Just like, get new inspiration from a new environment.
Okay. Okay. So that leads us into what we usually talk about. So if you're not familiar with the RDU live show, it's rooted in entertainment and musicians and all of that kind of stuff. We have different people come on, and today we actually have a musician on. So you're talking about inspiration and all of that. So what kind of music are you into? Do you make? What kind of artist are you? So the people can know.
I am a neo soul artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I also dabble in jazz, indie as well. So I've been playing guitar since 2007.
Okay.
And so indie is a strong force in my life.
Yeah.
So that's the main genre that I make. And I listen to a plethora of genres. Let me see my favorites. My favorites have to be indie.
Okay.
Reggae. I do get some inspiration from reggae as well. And I will say last, soul. Just in general. Not neo soul, just soul.
Just soul.
Nice. Al Green.
All
that.
Nice. You'll go from listening, to some acoustic indie over to Al Green.
Right, exactly.
I like it. And you said you play guitar, and we're talking about acoustic guitar.
Yes.
Do you play any other kind of guitars or just acoustic?
I play bass as well. And the guitar that I normally play is acoustic electric. So it can do both. And my first one was electric. I like acoustic electric better because you can switch it up, play without an amp or with an amp.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I use that.
Yeah. And when you're talking about making music, do you start with, and you're a vocalist as well. So you play and you sing. What do you consider to be like your favorite? Is it the playing, and making the vibe, or is it the singing?
I'd say the songwriting.
The songwriting.
I love flipping topics like sideways, up, down. You know what I'm saying? Just to get different perspectives to make an interesting song that people will remember. You know what I'm saying? Interesting.
That people will remember.
Not just, it's hot on the radio for 2 years and now nobody thinks about it anymore. Like, I make music that resonates.
Interesting. That resonates. Is it, I hear this term a lot, it's called the vibe, right? Are you big on like the vibe of the song, or is it more about the lyrical content, or do you kind of try to put all of it together? How do you approach it? How do you approach your songwriting?
It's a thing that's together to me. Like if the lyrics doesn't match the vibe, then it can be a little strange, and vice versa. Yeah. So usually they come together, naturally. Yeah. But there are days, of course, where I struggle to make music for some reason. It's blocked or whatever.
And then you just decide to go to Maui.
Yeah, no, exactly. Get a new start, get some inspiration, and start again,
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I always like to ask those questions, at least starting out these conversations so that the people can get a vibe of, who you are and like your style of music and kind of what makes you tick. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play that track that if you were listening at the top of the show, you kind of heard a snippet of it. We're going to play this track. It's called Trip Up. called Trip Up. Give the people a little sample of who Essi Sings is before we dive a little deeper into this conversation. Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Trip Up, can you kind of intro Trip Up for us? Give us a little backstory on it.
So, Trip Up was made during a time I was making a lot of mistakes, and in a social sense, like being too honest or not sugarcoating things or saying things the way people would like me to say. But of course, having the best intentions. So this came from a place of frustration, like, I trip up, like, I don't know what I said sounded better in my head type thing, like, man. But it's also coming from a place of accountability. It's not like, oh, I tripped up, oh, well, that's just me. It's like, I tripped up, okay, I acknowledge that, and I'll do what it takes to, resurrect whatever relationship, could have been tarnished.
Okay. I'm gonna come back to that concept right there after we play this cut. So we're gonna play "Trip Up" by Essi Sings.
I trip up, stumbling on the ground. That's why I stay in the clouds. I said, the mix up, the mix up. I don't know what I said, sounded better in my head. Oh, I don't know what I said, sounded better in my head. Oh, I don't know what I said. I come in peace, my love is free. I don't need that big company. Just living life so honestly. Can't clip my wings or come for me. Believe my heart is true, you see. I want the best for you and me. Barking up a sacred tree. Being the being I wanna be. Yeah. I trip up, I trip up. Stumbling on the ground. That's why I stay in the clouds. I said, the mix up, the mix up. I don't know what I said. Sounded better in my head. Oh, I don't know what I said. Sounded better in my head. Oh, I don't know what I said.
That was "Trip Up" by Essi Sings. I had to play that song because we were talking about the vibe, and the first time I heard the cut, I was like, "Yeah, that's a." If you're watching on the streams, you could probably see her on camera vibing out, just kind of getting lost in the song, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And like listening to the lyrics, having that little chat we just had. You said something about accountability.
Yes.
Accountability. And that's just, one of those things in life that, accountability, responsibility, all those things. And I want to kind of dig into that just for a second, just the concept of going through emotions and being able to put that into a song. Right. And how do you channel that? You say, that song was out of some things that were happening to you at whatever part of time, life you were in at that moment. How do you go through the writing process or the emotional process to take what you're doing in life and put that into music? Does it start with just you playing on the guitar? Are you writing a poem? Or how do you kind of formulate that to take your life and put it into a vibe?
It definitely actually, it can start from a beat, because that beat was shown to me. It was produced by Couch Guy. He's a Raleigh producer. But it was shown to me, and then I wrote to it. So sometimes it's the beat that activates something that I've been subconsciously thinking about. And then once I hear that beat and it connects, and now I'm just like, okay, do 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 do. And sometimes, when it's natural, it just rattles off like that. But that doesn't happen with every beat, you know what I'm saying? But when it's the beat, it happens like that. And then sometimes when I just start with the lyrics, it's like a thought that I had.
Interesting.
So I write the thought down, and then another one follows, and another, and another. And, it's not like it's always easy, but that's how it works when it's going smoothly.
When it's going smoothly, are there times that it doesn't go? Is writer's block a thing?
It is a thing. And, I've noticed that's why I go on trips and, even if it's just to the mountains right here in North Kakalaki.
There you go. So you're already liking it. See?
Even if it's just here, like just going to see new stuff is the best thing, because that's when writer's block hits me. When I've been like kind of stir crazy in the house all the time, or I've just been in my town or my city, and it's like, what else is there, And then when you go somewhere else, you also get different feelings. So it definitely happens, and that's when I feel like it's time to take a trip, or just have some, alone time, spa day, massage day,
Yeah. Are you a loner?
I am. I do have fun by myself.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm the same way. That's why I ask. I always try to find somebody that's like me. I want to find other loners like me, so we can be alone apart but together.
I be lit by myself. I'm happy about that. I be lit by myself. It's like I'm an ambivert. So
yeah. Now, what is that? What is an ambivert? Tell people.
Ambivert is an extrovert and an introvert at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like you could turn it on and off, or not necessarily like that. It's like your battery, your social battery, is a little bit bigger than an introverted person.
Interesting.
That's how I feel personally.
Yeah.
So like I'll be outside, I'll be on Glenwood, you know what I'm saying? I'll be downtown at the club or whatever. But
or whatever. I feel you.
But at the same time, I like my lounges, and sometimes I just like to be alone.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to dig into that one just a little bit. Okay, so the ambivert, the introvert, because I totally agree with it, or I'm like that. So we're kindred spirits in that sense. How does that work? I'm always interested in this. How does that work when you're a musician that performs on stages? We're going to talk about the different places that you performed at, because it's going to open up to why I'm asking this question.
Right.
How does that translate? Not necessarily translate, but how do you put yourself in front of a crowd of however many people, and you have that introverted self? Like, how do you kind of deal with that? Or is it not even a thing?
I mean, okay, so I've had a lot of training.
Mm-hmm.
I've been performing since I was 10, around that age. And so I've worked on my stage presence. It wasn't always just there.
Mm-hmm.
But even now, sometimes I'll be feeling introverted and I have to perform. But the music, it activates a little something in here. And I just like get in my bag, get in my own little mode. And
get in the bag means being in the zone.
Yeah,
for some people who might be,
yeah, I get in my zone, and it just feels like I'm performing, especially when I make the stage comfortable, like with decorations that I like and stuff. It really feels like I'm like in my bedroom performing.
Wow.
And I feel that people are rooting for me. Like, people aren't like, oh, watch this girl mess up. Like, it's nobody really in there like that. The majority of people want to see me succeed. And my mom told me that.
Yeah.
So,
hey, if mama said it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's something that's always in the back of my head, too.
Yeah.
It's like, nobody's rooting for me to fail. So.
Yeah. So you can take... You can be on stage and still feel comfortable. You can do things to make yourself feel comfortable. We talked about stage presence right there. What kind of training have you had? You said you've been doing this thing since 10. You've been singing since 10, performing since 10. What does that mean?
So I used to sing, at home, of course. And then I got to do open mics and things like that. Like Berkeley Cafe, R.I.P.
Yeah.
It was the first place I ever did open mic.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I play guitar and everything. So I've just been doing a lot of that type of practice when Emerge, RIP, when
Yeah,
Emerge was a
Emerge,
thing,
yeah.
I was there too.
That whole little corner went up and came down.
I
Yeah.
know, right? And then the Boys and Girls Club executive meeting.
Interesting.
It was about 500 executives in South Carolina. Well, first it was the Marriott right near here by Crabtree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I did that. I played Fix You by Coldplay.
Yeah.
And I made people in business suits cry.
Wow.
That made me so proud. So after that, that really gave me confidence. I was like 16 at that point.
Okay. Okay.
So after that, that's when I really started being like, okay, I'm good. I could do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So then, since then, I've done festival, the African American Cultural Festival on Fayetteville Street.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will be my 4th year this year.
Yeah.
Performing. And yeah, I'm just doing a lot of festivals. The Bull City Summit.
Yeah. Bull City Summit. That was a big deal.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
I hope I can do that again this year. But yeah, things like that, like festivals.
Yeah.
Lounges, Fairtage Nation Lounge. I did that one with the Hood Rock Band.
Yeah.
That was such a vibe. So yeah. Just, getting around places. Oh, I just came back from Greensboro too.
Okay. What'd you do out there?
I acted Love Jones and Brown Sugar, and I performed my own music.
Wow.
So that was fun as well.
So you're an actor or actress?
Yes.
Actress.
Yes.
You're an actress.
I also act and model, but that's on the side because my main thing is songwriting.
Okay.
I want to write songs for people, movies and things like that. So I know that everything else will come along with it. I just have to focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Songwriting.
Songwriting. Yes. Okay. And so kind of going back to one of my earlier questions, where do you find, you said you did lounges, cafes, festivals. Where do you find yourself most comfortable? We're talking about the stage presence and being comfortable on stage. Where do you find, what kind of arena or venue do you find yourself being the most comfortable?
I would say a lounge, and this is going to sound weird. I already know. Either a lounge or one of those big, like the Duke Energy Center.
Yeah, like an amphitheater kind of deal.
Or an amphitheater. So it's no in between.
I know, I get it. It doesn't, to some it might sound weird, but I understand it. It's like, in that lounge, it's intimate. And it's it's just a different film, but then you can get electrified in an amphitheater. It's a different. I would argue that it's a different type of intimacy because you're still being intimate with the crowd, but also intimate with yourself. In an amphitheater setting. I get it.
Thank you.
I got you.
Understanding.
Yeah, I got you. So you've been doing different shows around. Question I have is like, how do you find these opportunities, or how do you think that these opportunities find you? Like, what do you do? Is it networking? Are you just on social media? How do you go about the process of getting these gigs / opportunities?
So that's funny. I just posted about it on my arts publication, Instagram, Candid Culture Arts. It's how to create an EPK, or what is an EPK. And that's my key. EPK.
What is an EPK for the people?
EPK is an electronic press kit.
That's right.
It contains photos, videos, a bio, places that you've performed before if you have performed before, and a contact, or your contact information. So what I do is at the beginning of the year, or the end, the end of the year, I'll look at the calendar for the next year and start a draft. Copy and paste my message. Of course, personalize it as I go. But start drafts of emails going to these event planners saying, hi, my name is Essi Sings. I do this. Here's my EPK. Let me know if it fits your event on this date. And, customize it as I go. Draft it. And then as it gets closer to that date, send them. And then also, at the same time that's happening, I do have a network that I've met through, being in films and doing behind the scenes photography as well.
Okay.
So I have people who will put my music in their movies, people who will put me in their movies, things like that. Just from being in the community. And like a few years ago, I was not in the community like this.
Okay.
I would go to Emerge, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So I definitely see the difference of how much I'm getting work now that I'm in here.
Yeah.
Present in the community.
So first off, let's give a round of applause. Let's see if that actually triggers. Round of applause for the EPK.
Yeah.
Got to give a round of applause for the EPK. I want to slow that one down just for a second. The electronic press kit. So the other part of the show that we like to do is we like to educate people and enlighten people. Not everybody that listens to the show is a musician. They may not know about the things. Then some people are musicians or aspiring musicians and trying to figure out how to do this thing. So I like to ask these questions, but also dig in a little bit just for, a little education here. So the electronic press kit, and you gave a really good way to do things. That's, we're gonna cut that part out and like patent it because I like the concept of looking at the calendar and writing the drafts and as it gets closer to the date, you already got your drafts written and you can just send them out. That's really smart.
No excuse, no room for procrastination.
Yeah.
It's already there. Press the button.
Press the button.
Press the button.
That's good and that's cool and that's like, one thing I always, try to kind of get over to people and talk about is the concept of being a musician and artistry. But then there's also the side of sending emails and doing the little write-ups and having the conversations and marketing yourself and putting yourself out there, especially when you're in the place where you might not have like a big management team behind you, all that kind of stuff. And you're really trying to figure it out. And there is a time, majority of the time is, sitting and writing a song, right? And sitting and being on stage performing a song. But then there's also a period of time where you got to go in December and look at the next 12 months and figure out how to do it. And that's that's something that people don't talk about, or musicians don't. I say musicians, artists, and just people in general kind of neglect. And they think that it's just all performance.
Right.
It's a lot of it is. Majority of it is. But there's some work in the background that happens. There's work in the background that happens. So that was if you're listening, go back a couple seconds and listen to what the Essi Sings of the world do to get these opportunities. And and the other part about that was just being out and being seen and shaking some hands and networking. And I think the running theme on the show, everybody that comes on, they always talk about how big networking is.
Right.
And going to the open mics and, going to different places and trying to be in the community and whatever community it is, whatever, arena or whatever that might be for you. But going and networking, being amongst the people. I like to call myself a man of the people. You gotta be amongst the people. I appreciate those words. So when you talk about the networking, you were saying that some people had you, like in their movies and stuff,
Yes.
You got some movie credits and stuff.
Yes, I do have movie credits coming out soon.
Yeah.
And more things in the works. That's my film network,
Yeah.
I have different networks. That's another important thing to mention. It's different networks for different things, but they all can help in some way. And it's also important to be genuine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just talk to this person because they own a venue and you need a venue.
Yeah. Make genuine connections.
Genuine connections. Like you would actually hang out with this person if it came down to it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's real. That is so real. And I find that, a lot in this business, if you're listening on the radio, I'm doing air quotes right now, in this business, just the concept of, like you said, I just want to get next to this person. And you have to do what you have to do. I get, trying to make moves, but it's people see through that. And the lasting connections are the genuine connections.
Right.
Oh, I had to pause right there so I could cut that part out. The lasting connections are the genuine connections.
Period.
Period. Having fun with this thing. Hey, if you're just joining in, we're about halfway through this thing. If you're just joining in, this is the RDU Live Show. I'm your host, Cameron McCarty. We got Essi Sings sitting over here with us. We're just having a conversation. We've already played one of her tracks. We played Trip Up. I trip up, right? We played that song. Hey, just reminding you, when we're not playing music, the phone lines are wide open. This is an interactive conversation. It's between me, Essi, and yourselves out there. So if you're listening and you want to be a part of the conversation, don't be afraid. That phone number is 919-899-9305. That's 919-899-9305. Look, okay. So if you're just now joining in, we're going to give you another cut from Essi. Is that okay? Is that okay if we play another track?
Definitely.
All right. Is it okay if we play the Eyes Open track?
Oh, yes.
All right. So
All right.
lead us into the Eyes Open track just a little bit. Just give people a look. What is it about?
Okay. My friend that I know from Emerge back then, see the connection lasted.
Yeah, see?
And a few years ago, we made this song together. I did guitar on it. He did everything else.
Okay.
His name is Nick, formerly known as DJ Iconic. He's in Whoop, the band.
Okay.
That's a local Raleigh band.
Okay.
But yeah, he mixed and mastered it. I did it in one take and
One take Drake. Hey. All right, we playing Eyes Open by Essi Sings.
You do what I say, you never complain. When I walk the other way, darling, here you come chasing me. What can I say? You can have it your way. I never play the game. We are perfect anyway. There's no need to go insane when we got each other on the brain. It's alright, yes I know, but we're gonna show out. But keep your eyes open, 'cause boy, you're falling in love. Keep your eyes open, 'cause you might just trip up. Keep your eyes open, 'cause boy, you're falling in love. Keep your eyes open, 'cause you might just trip up. Careful what you wish for, 'cause baby, you just might get more than you wanted. You wanted. Careful what you wish for, 'cause baby, you just might get more than you wanted. You want. Careful what you wish for, 'cause baby, you just might get more than you wanted. You wanted. Careful what you wish for, 'cause baby, you just might get more than you wanted. You wanted. You wanted. Keep your eyes open, 'cause boy, you're falling in love. Keep your eyes open, 'cause you might just trip up. Keep your eyes open, 'cause boy, you're falling in love. Keep your eyes open, 'cause you might just trip up.
was Eyes Open by Essi Sings. That was a vibe too. That was a vibe.
Thank you.
We were having a little quick conversation off mic right there, talking about that bass line. That bass line.
Nick can play that bass, man.
Yeah.
That boy is bad on the bass.
Yeah. So how did you meet him again? How do you network? I know we kind of talked about it, but how are you meeting these people?
Okay, so like it also helps to be in a small pond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I met a girl. I met his girlfriend, Fallon. I'm rough on how to pronounce Fallon or Fallon. But she's the singer. She's the lead singer in the band.
In the band.
Yes.
Okay.
So I met her first, and then that's how I met him.
Gotcha. So one connection leads to another connection.
Yes, and I met him like 2 years or 3 years after I met her because
Wow.
she didn't meet him yet. You know.
Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That community, that network. Once again.
That's right. That's why you don't burn bridges. You don't talk out your neck.
Yeah. You don't trip up. You don't trip up.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't trip
Not
up.
too bad.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
Not
you
on
don't trip
purpose.
up on purpose.
And if you do, maybe you can write a song about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. That's good. So kind of going back a little bit, just letting the people know who may have just came in, mid through the song or whatever. So we got Essi Sings with us, and you're from Brooklyn. But we gonna consider you're from North Carolina.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we gonna consider you a Southern.
Okay, I was born in Brooklyn. How about that?
Okay, you were born in Brooklyn.
Born in Brooklyn.
So you're born in Brooklyn.
Yes.
You're living here. You pick up this music thing, and you're singing. Up to date now. You're singing. You're acting. You're modeling. You're doing it up as an artist, right? As an artist. And so your genres are jazz and neo soul and soul, that kind of mixture of things. We played a couple tracks from you, so people have gotten the kind of the vibe
Right.
and the feel of who Essi Sings is. So what are some things that you got coming up, or where can people find you at?
Well, I have a website.
Mm-hmm.
It's essisings.com. That's where you can find literally everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Essi.
ESSI sings.com. And then Instagram is ESSI sings.
Period.
Yes,
Sings.
exactly.
ESSI period SINGS.
That's right. And
There was something else you mentioned earlier that I wanted you to hit on as far as this Instagram and even outside of Instagram in real life. What is it? Creative culture?
Candid culture art.
Candid
Yes.
culture art. So what is that? And let the people know what that is.
I created an arts publication in 2022 due to gatekeeping in the community and also a lack of access to local new music. So, we all know the famous songs that came out of here, but out of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what's coming out every month because nobody is saying anything about it. Spotify doesn't have a playlist for it, nothing. So I started Candid Culture Arts, where we do events, mostly open mics and mixers. And we do a monthly blog to highlight at least 3 new songs from a local person anywhere in North Carolina each month. So the one from March just came out, and that's featuring MB Loaded, Maya, and Eric Duncan. He is from the band Nito.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. His voice is amazing.
I know, right? I had to put it up there. And Carly Arrowwood.
Okay.
Yes. And she does bluegrass. So it's
Interesting.
not, we don't discriminate. We do all genres as long as it's from this month or, the last month.
Yeah.
And it's good. It can go up there. So
Okay.
I'm all about promoting artists and not gatekeeping, educating them about EPKs or whatever it has to be,
Yeah. Okay. Question here,
Mhm.
real quick for you. What is gatekeeping?
Oh, yeah. Well, gatekeeping is basically you can't sit with us.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
basically just only my crew can get in because I know them type of
yeah,
thing. But instead of doing that, we actually assess who the person is in their individuality
yeah,
and what they do and how they do it. You know?
yeah. And what
Yep,
they bring to the table for them as themselves, you know.
exactly.
Okay, so next question with that is, how do you find these artists? And if you're an artist, how do they find you?
I
How
find
do they get in? How do they get in on this?
they they go to my website or the Instagram because Candid Culture Arts is on my website and Instagram. So we have a form
Okay.
on the
Or-
website at
Mm-hmm.
the bottom where you can, just put whatever you're trying to do. Like we're open to collaborating on events,
Yeah.
promoting, helping market your songs, things like that. So people could literally put whatever they want.
So essisings.com and
EssiSings.com.
Candid Culture
Candid Culture
Arts.
Arts. Yes, it's a page on
It's a
EssiSings.com.
page and there's a form on there that if you're a
Mm-hmm.
musician, if you're whatever, and you
Yep,
want to collaborate in some form or fashion, they can fill out that form and they can get in touch with you and make something happen.
that's right.
And and,
That's right.
and if you're just looking for some knowledge, if you're looking to learn about EPKs,
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's the place to go, right?
Yes. Also, another thing, NC Talks. We haven't done another one in a while, but it's an interview series for artists.
Okay.
And I just ask candid questions about, like, example, like, how did you know, like, when did you know that you could make money from your craft? Like, questions
Mm.
that people don't talk about
Yeah.
openly
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And also to promote them so they can
Yeah.
share their interview as well. And speaking of education, I do guitar lessons on my website as well. I started a new series to help me and everybody else
Yeah. Yeah.
called New Chord Who Dis.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so every day or every episode is a new chord, and we start from A and go to from the front of the book to the back of the book. So
Yeah.
it's a way of me to help me like memorize because sometimes I'll
Yeah.
play a chord but not remember what it's called.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from that to not knowing a thing about guitar. And then there's a link in my bio where you can get a free guitar lesson that just teaches you the straight up basics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just so when you pick up a guitar, you at least know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what a Freddy is,
Yeah,
what the
exactly.
strings are,
Okay.
and then
Okay, you know.
yeah, the little devil or something like that. But
Yes.
yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. So I have a question with this, with all of this.
Okay.
What inspires you to help people?
My own turmoil inspires me to help people because I'll be so frustrated. Like, oh my goodness, I'm hitting up these booking agents and
Yeah,
they don't accept me and blah blah blah. They only want trap music. They only want
yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So then I'll hit a personal wall and they'd be like, I know there's other people who needs a solution.
wow, that's
So
big.
yeah, basically just feeling my own need that I know that other people have as well. Like
Yeah,
getting interviews. I know a lot of people struggle,
yeah.
or getting booked in general.
Getting booked in general, and that's why I was asking the question earlier about when we went into the EPKs and like how do you go about doing it, because it's a real thing.
Right.
Especially you brought up a good point right there. I listen to all music. I love all music, literally from classical to trap. It doesn't matter to me. But the concept of like indie artists and sometimes neo soul, you might not get a lot of the opportunities that, air quotes again, if you're on the radio, mainstream, genres, get when you talk about the trap music and stuff like that. And and it's great for those who, are doing that music. But if that's just not your lane, how do you find the opportunities? And that's why I ask those questions. And I enjoy having people on like yourself who are songwriters in that space that are able to figure things out.
Right, right. Yeah, I felt there needed to be a place for artists like me who don't necessarily sound like anybody else. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
might sound like a combination of people, but they don't sound like Janae Akiko,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
like, you know, they don't sound like K Michelle. They don't sound like
Yeah.
anybody that somebody's heard before.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to make a space for people like that.
Wow. So that's genuine. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
very genuine
That's
and
genuine.
passionate about that. I would do it, you know, regardless of, you know, like money,
Yeah.
or like if people didn't like what I was doing. Obviously, people love what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. Because your mom said, everybody's rooting for you.
You know,
Yeah.
exactly. So I would do it regardless because I know it's the right thing to do. It's not right to keep, you know.
So that's what inspires you to help other people. What inspires you to do music? To go, you know what? This is what I'm doing. What inspires you to do that?
Just like Trip Up said, sounded better in my head, man. It sounded better in my head. So I say that to say communication purposes. People, I've noticed, they love to hear my music. They might not always love to hear what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Because like, oh, it might hurt their feelings or whatever. But when I sing it, when I put it in a song, it's like, oh, like they get it. Because they're not in a place of being defensive.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how it started for me, as like a mode of communication that doesn't get, you know, too blurred as much as the regular for me.
Wow. It's literally, we use this term a lot. I know is, it's music is a language, right? It's a universal language, but like in this particular,
it's literally my language.
It's literally your language. And
so just like I said with Kindred Culture Arts, if I didn't make any money, if, you know, nothing popped with it, like I still do it. I still do music if I never made any money, anything. Because, I mean, honestly, it's like mental health, like outlet. It's an outlet.
Like a catharsis, like when you just kind of release.
Yep.
It's a release.
Yeah, people go jogging, people write in their journals. I happen to write songs in my journals.
Yeah.
So that's how that happens.
Real quick one. We're getting close to the end here. I got so many questions. So you earlier you were saying that you want to be a songwriter.
Yes.
You want to be a songwriter. Do you consider yourself a poet of certain, or do you differentiate? Is that a different lane for you, or does it merge?
I would say yes. I wouldn't claim that, but songs are poems. So yes, if I'm writing songs, yes, I'm writing poems.
Do you do poetry, just flat out poetry, or everything turns into a song?
I don't do it often, but I have done it before. I've also written like scripts and short stories and things like that. So that's another way my creativity goes. Yep.
Yeah. So
I've dabbled.
So you're a writer.
I am a writer.
You're a writer.
I'm a writer.
You're a writer.
And my music, my ultimate goal for my music is getting it into like Netflix, Fox, CNN. Well, not.
I mean,
all
the
the channels, even CNN. I don't even care. They use music for the news. Yeah. Anything, like the channels, get my music there, because you know what I realized, that's passive income. I'm not trying to. I do want to tour, but I'm not trying to have that be my main source of income.
Yeah, sync licensing.
Sync licensing is my main thing, and songwriting, because those are the passive income ways. And then I want to be like Sade, you know what I'm saying?
Just chilling.
Yeah, pop out, and when I do pop out, it's gonna be like, oh snap, Essi Sings is here. Like,
where she been? She been in Denmark.
Exactly. So I want it to be like more of a big deal that I come outside. Instead of like, oh yeah, she doing another show. Oh yeah,
Gotcha.
And I also, real quick, realized that a lot of the music that I like, I've gotten from commercials and TV by Shazamming them. like since I was young.
Interesting. That's an interesting take.
I know, right? So it's like full circle.
Shout out Shazam.
Come on, Shazam. It's full circle. That's what I'm doing now. So
sync licensing
is in some movies, some local movies and short films. My face and my music.
Wow. So you've done plays, you're singing concerts, actress, in local movies. You also have Candid Culture Arts.
Yes.
Which is a blog kind of deal, and you're promoting other local artists and showcasing new songs that are coming out in the local scene with a blog post associated with it. Working on some sync licensing.
Yes.
You're doing it.
My plate is full, definitely full.
Do you find it rewarding to some
degree? Absolutely. And another reason I created the Candid Culture Art Instagram is because I wanted to post other people's stuff on my page.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, I don't want to distract from my own stuff. So let me make a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely rewarding, especially when I meet people who like aren't so confident about their music. Yeah. And then as our relationship grows and they like come out to the events and they, get the information and the knowledge, then I see their confidence grow and they start doing bigger things. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so proud of you.
Not the iPad.
Yeah, it makes me very happy. So I'm this is what I need to do.
It's what you need to do. So if you're listening out there, if you're on the airwaves, if you're watching on one of the streams, if you just like music or you were a musician of some sort, Essi Sings is definitely a person that you wanna get to know, or at least know about, doing a lot of things in the community and in the world at large. You never know where Essi's gonna be popping up at, right?
Never know.
Right. So we got EssiSings.com, right? You got Essi, ESSI.SINGS on Instagram.
That's right.
And we got Candid Culture Arts.
Yes, and that is a tab on EssiSings.com. So once you get to EssiSings.com, you got access to everything.
You got access. And if they want to find any of your music, like that Trip Up joint, how can they find that?
Same place. EssiSings.com. Yep, that's where everything is. My merch, which I'm wearing for the people who can see me.
Look at the merch.
I'm wearing it. It says "Good Luck Trying." That's one of my songs about abortion rights. Let's not get heavy, but
no,
all of that is up there.
Yeah.
On my website, and that's where everything is.
That's where everything, and it's easy. EssiSings.com.
That's right.
That's right. Essi, I appreciate you for coming on the show with us today. I really appreciate you for having this conversation.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. We're here every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here. Don't be a stranger. So look, if you're an artist, once again, if you're an artist, musician, whoever, you're out there and you're looking for some good music, you're looking to see what's coming up next, what's live in the Triangle, what's the new music, the new local scene, there's a place you can go to figure that out. Go to EssiSings.com. They're showcasing some new local talent right there. If you can't make it out to an open mic night or something like that, you can go to EssiSings.com. Do you keep the music up there, or does it does the music live like the blog post? How does that work?
Oh, well, we have a playlist on YouTube since, Spotify doing that sketchy stuff with the streaming. And, So we moved from Spotify to YouTube. So they're all and we've been doing it since 2022.
Wow.
So 2022, we have NC Drops 2023 and now 2024.
Wow.
They're all in separate playlists, but the 2024 is in the link in the bio on Instagram at this moment.
Nice. So you can go there and you can scale back and watch everything else come to life in that playlist. So it's all there. It's all there. Once again, I appreciate you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Cameron.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. This is what we do it for. This is what we do it to have good conversations, to educate the people, and just share the platform. Why not, right?
Right.
Why not? Look, hey, if you're listening on the radio, if you've been watching on YouTube, on Facebook, I appreciate you. If you've been watching since the beginning, you've heard this before. If you're watching now, go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. They say it helps the algorithm. Look, don't forget, we mentioned it at the top of the show. It's Tuesday. You know CJ Baker and the crew. They're over at the Durham Beer Garden. If you're looking for a good jam session to go to, there's a couple others that's going on. Actually, this week, there's a lot of things that's happening. There's a lot of stuff happening this weekend, a lot of jam sessions, a couple festivals out there. I think Wednesday there's a festival in Cary. There's a couple open mic nights and Unscripted. There's a lot of things going on. If you're looking for where to go, what to do, especially during the week, you know where to check us out at McCarty Tech TV on Instagram, McCartyTechTV.com. We're always here just to spread some knowledge, spread a word, and have a little fun along the way. Look, we're going to get off of here a little bit early, about 60 seconds early. Let you listen to some music and have a little fun. If you're out there on the roadways, make sure you're buckling up. Staying safe. And until next time, this has been Cameron McCarty with the RDU Live Show right here on Oak 93.5. And like I like to say, let's go live.